Manasi Elsie Tommy, voice of the voiceless. Voice of the voiceless, Manasi Elsie Tommy.
Manasi, come here quick. It's the Pakistani girl Malala who got shot by the Taliban. Come here quick, she's delivering her speech. That was my mom. I replied back to her, I'm not interested, Mom. Why? I know her speech will be something about terrorism or something about girls who have no right to education. You see, I was not concerned about both of these topics because I live in a peaceful country where I have all the comforts of life and, of course, proper education. But my obedient nature ended up making me watch the speech. I had no words to say. I was taken aback by her thoughts. Contest chair, honorable judges, toastmasters, dear parents, and all the friends gathered here, good evening.
Good evening.
In her speech, Malala Yousafzai said, "We realize the importance of light when we see darkness. We realize the importance of our voice when we are silenced. I speak not for myself, but so that those without a voice can be heard." Now let me tell you something about myself. I was born in Abu Dhabi, brought up here in Doha, so I never came to get in touch with the miseries of the people. I have almost all the material goods within my reach, and so I'm happy. This is not just my story, but the story of most of the kids born and brought up here in this prosperous land. We're stuck in a world of celebrities, shopping for clothes from the mall, addicted to video games, and lost in our virtual world that we forget about the darker side of life. Nowadays we're too self-centered. It's always me and not we. This incident took place when I was on a vacation in my hometown in India. I was coming out of the church after the prayers, and then suddenly I saw two poor old ladies dressed in rags. There was a towel spread in front of them, and a few coins scattered on it. I started wondering, why were those grandmas sitting there under the sun with all the flies stinging around them? Don't they have children to take care of them? Then my mom told me a very sad thing. They might have been thrown out of their houses by their thankless children. I was shocked when I heard this. So much care and affection our parents bestow on us. So much of the pain they take for us. Then throwing them away on the streets when they're sick and old? Yes, these are the people without a voice. I took some money from my mother, walked up towards them, smiled, and gave them the money. There was perfect silence. Then they looked up at me and smiled. That smile! How much happiness and gratitude it reflected! They did not thank me, but there were tears in their eyes when they smiled. I started wondering, when those two old grandmas suddenly ran to the coffee shop and they came up with something wrapped in a banana leaf, probably they would not have eaten anything for days. At this point, I felt really guilty. All this time, I had been whining about the clothes that I had. I was complaining that I never got an iPod, but I was never thinking about the people around me who had no voice or a choice. Standing at the convent doors, Agnes asked herself, who will look after the poor living in the slums who have no voice? Who will speak for the lepers and the sick without a choice? Then she made a great decision. She said goodbye to her religious robes and exchanged it for a cheap white and blue sari. Yes, she is our dear Mother Teresa, who saw God not inside the walls of a church, but inside the hearts of the less fortunate people. She is very much respected for this. We all know that there are millions of poor people leading a tough life. They're treated unjustly, denied their basic rights, and they're unable to raise their voice. We can speak for the world. How do we speak for those without a voice? The abandoned parents, the sick, the children doing child labor, the children denied their right to education. These children are just like us. So we have to help them. We can speak for them through our activities. Let their concerns and needs be heard. We can bring smiles and sunshine wherever we go. Show love, friendship, compassion to the ones without a voice and bring out their voice. Today, I would like to request each and every one of you gathered here to do a small deed every day. Whenever you see a gloomy person or a depressed person around you, make them smile. You can lighten up their lives. We realize the importance of our voice when we are silenced. So as Malala said, let's not speak for ourselves, but for those whose voices cannot be heard. Over to the conference.